Hello and welcome to the lecture session on the sampling distribution 1. Today I am going to discuss about the introduction part. What is sampling distribution? What are the types of errors? And all this we are going to discuss. Meaning and objectives of sampling. Sampling denote the selection of part of aggregate statistical material with a view to obtaining information about the whole. Population or a universe, aggregate or totality of statistical information on a particular character of all the members covered by the investigation is called population or universe. What is the sample? The selected part which is used to ascertain the characteristics of population is called a sample. So, sampling, population, and then the sample. Sampling, it is we will be selecting a part, and we will consolidate or aggregate the statistical material to with the view of obtaining the information. Let us take in a city wanted to find out the number of accidents per day in an area. So what we will do in an area, if we take, it is a population, and whereas a sampling, if you do for a particular area, these are the accidents it has been covered only for a particular area, so that it will be generalized for the population. What is a sample? Means a particular part what we have selected in order to ascertain. So coming to the population size means it is for example, if you wanted to conduct a or collect a data for a population means, for example, for a city, if you take for an entire city, we cannot conduct a sampling. So the population size will be the city size, that we cannot do the testing. Sample size is a small sample we will be taking. It is for a particular set of data. So it is a number included in the sample denoted by n. The main objectives of the sampling is to obtain the maximum information about the population with the minimum effort, to state the limits of accuracy of estimates based on the samples. So what we will do is, for a population, we will take a small sample of 10 or 15, and then we will do the analysis. So for example, if we take a particular class or a group of students, if we want to find out how the students are studying, what we will do, or how they're doing extracurricular activities or sports or anything like that, for an entire college is like a population. If we took a particular class, it is like a sample, and in that sample that is a sample size, there is nothing but the class size. Say for example, in your class, if you are having some 60 students, then it will be the sample size. So we can infer, or we can do any tests whatever we want, whether the studies or sports or they are extracurricular activities, because it is common to all the students of SSCE. So what we will do is, we will collect the data for a particular class and then do all the tests whatever we want, and then we will infer or aggregate the statistical methods, because the FDP what you people are attending, or any other courses like future skills and other things which you are doing, like extracurricular activities or anything, it will be almost common to all the students. So the instead of testing for the entire college, which consists of some 1,000 students or 2,000 students, what we can do, we can collect a sample size. Maybe we can take for one class, or we can take collectively some 10 students from each class, or 5 students from each class. That will become a sample size. So what is the objective? Well, we will come to know that actually the data about a student of SSCE. That is how we can do it. Some important types of sampling. We have three types of sampling. That is mainly many are there. Important one we are discussing: random sampling, purposive sampling, stratified sampling. In the random sampling, it must be random. It is a method of selection of a group of units in such a manner that every unit comprising of the population has an equal chance of being included in the example. That means, for example, there are 20 students in a class. Uh, Probability of selecting that student will be equal to that of the probability of selecting the next students. So the chance will be equal for all. Like randomly, we will be picking the students or picking the sample. Next is a purposive sampling. When the sample is selected based on individual judgment of a sampler, it is called as a purposive sampling. So, for a particular purpose, if you wanted to do this, this will be applied. Next is a stratified sampling. The population is subdivided into several parts called a strata, and then subsample is chosen from each of them. Then all the subsamples combined together give the stratified sample, which I have explained earlier. Next, sampling with and without replacement. So, sampling where a member of a population may be selected more than once is called sampling with replacement. If the member cannot be chosen more than once is called sampling without replacement. So this is with and without replacement. We need to remember these 2 points. Uh, when with replacement is applied and when without replacement is applied. When we take for example a pack of cards, 52 cards are there, and then if we are selecting all the even numbers, if you are selecting randomly picking a card of black color with the even number, if you take, and one probability we will get it, and again it will be replaced back, and then again if you choose means that card also will be having a chance of drawing. That is called as with replacement. Without replacement means, supposing if you draw a card and after that uh, we will see whether it is an even card or an odd card and keep it aside. Remaining will be 51 cards. In that we will choose that card. Then it will be without replacement. So hope you got the idea between the difference between the replacement and without replacement. Next is the simple sampling. In the simple sampling, it is a special case of random sampling in which independent, which are independent, and the probability of success is a constant. The word statics is often used for the random variable or for its value. Sampling distribution. So let us suppose that we have different sample of size n drawn from the population. For each and every sample of size n, we cannot compute the quantities like means, standard deviation, etc. Obviously, these will not be the same. Suppose we group these characteristics according to their frequency. The frequency distribution so generated is called as sampling distribution of means, standard deviation, etc. And sampling distribution of larger sampling is assumed as normal distribution. The standard deviation of sampling distribution is also called as the standard error. The reciprocal of the standard error is called as the precision. Next, sampling distribution of means and sample variables. Sample mean is a statistic and we discuss the sampling distribution of the statistic. We consider all possible random samples of size n and determine the mean of each one of these samples. We discuss the sampling distribution of the sample means for the two possible types of random samplings with or without replacement associated with a finite population. Random samplings with replacement. Here the items are drawn one by one and are put back into the population before the next is drawn. If n is the size of the finite population and small n is the size of sample, then we have n power n samples. The mean mu x bar of the frequency distribution of the sample means will be equal to the population mean mu. The variable sigma square x bar of the frequency distribution or the sample means will be equal to sigma square by n, where sigma square is the variance of the population. So we have mu x is equal to mu and sigma x square x bar square is equal to sigma square by n, where sigma x bar is also called as the standard error of the means. So next is the random samplings with replacement we have explained. Now without replacement. Here the items are drawn one by one and are not put back to the population before the next drawn. In this case there will be NCN samples and we have the following results accordance with the notation. Mu x bar is mu, sigma x bar is n minus n by n into sigma square by n, that is sigma square by n, capital C into, where C is n minus n by n minus n is called as the finite population correction factor. Here we need to remember a note: if n is very large, C is closer to 1, as we have limit n minus n by n minus n where n tends to infinity is 1. Next comes the standard error. The standard deviation of the sampling distribution of the statistics is known as the standard error, and it is denoted by S dot E. It plays an important role in the theory of large samples and it forms the basic of the testing of the hypothesis. So Z is equals to x bar minus mu by sigma by n under the root is normally distributed with the mean 0 and variance is unity. This is the standard error. Statistical hypothesis. It is an assertion or conjecture, assumption and guess about the distribution of one or more random variables. That is, based on the given problem, we are going to assume a hypothesis and guess the hypothesis. So, testing of the hypothesis, it is formulated for the purpose of its rejection under the null hypothesis, and it is denoted by H naught. Any hypothesis which is complementary to the null hypothesis is called a hypothesis and alternative hypothesis, and it is denoted by H1. This examples it will be discussed in the next slide. Critical region. A region corresponding to a statistics in the sample space S which amounts to the rejection of the null hypothesis H naught is called as the critical region or rejection of region. The rejection of the sample S which amounts to the acceptance of H naught is called as the acceptance region. In the critical region we have region of rejection, and here region of acceptance. Before we could end, I would like to draw the diagram and then show you how this critical region will be. This is the normal line, and supposing if you are taking a point here, So if it is greater than this line, this will be the region of rejection and this will be the region of acceptance. Thank you.